And
Oh,
there those guns around. We saw to sink the Bismarck and go to. I'm sorry, what?
welcome to Showtime. No, welcome to Dungeons,
Tab
Dragons, and Discourse
and
live.
Showtime.
And Showtime live with Glenn Hellstrom and Eric Tenkar.
I tell you that story about I used to go to I don't know, it was DungeonCon or Pacificon. They used to have the auction, which is a nicer auction than I hate to say this. I like it better than the North Texas auction because you don't have to be rich to get stuff.
That's why I do the midnight auction. But in any case,
But I like it because that and the guys who were doing the auctions were hilarious. They were just fun to watch. And every time the board game Sink the Bismarck came up, all of them would get on stage and sing a chorus of Sink the Bismarck.
see, that'd be an inside joke I wouldn't know because I'm like, what's Sink the Bismarck? I don't know.
You know, they do stuff like you remember the board games that Traveler used to put out?
Oh God, yes. Not that I owned any of them.
There was one called Decker. And he said the guy says, "Okay, we got girlfriend don't want you to game, Decker."
Crazy go nuts, Glenn. Crazy.
That's it. I think crazy is going to be the word for tonight.
The word for the night.
Yeah, we're going to say it right, and yeah.
Okay, I'm high on nail polish right now. So
I'm high on life, man.
Oh God, what movie was that from?
Oh, I don't know.
That was a movie line. I'm high on life.
Hey, you want to hear something funny?
Sure.
I had it drilled in. I never seen this movie, but I had it drilled in the kit in my head. The Mike Myers Cat in the Hat film is awful, and now 3 or 4 people have done videos saying it's not that bad.
So it went from being awful to not that bad. That's really not that much of an improvement.
Well, I've seen. I want to see it. I want to get a copy and see it because it looks intriguing. Don't know if I want to if it's on streaming, I'll just watch it there. I don't know if it's worth a purchase, but you know what I'm saying.
I understand exactly what you're saying, and
I'll give it a shot.
I will probably say,
well, it's not like I can use anything from that movie in a game, so
I got you.
Hey, Brian.
The room is slowly filling up, and people are waiting for us to embarrass ourselves. So,
hey, Doc, I was just telling him about the DungeonCon auction.
So, many YouTubers embarrassed themselves this week.
Yeah, what Watsy's being sold, but to 2 coppers or whatever the heck that place is.
10 cents. I'll give you 10 cents. You give me the world. Yeah,
it's like they're being sold to 10 cents. What the hell's a 10 cent?
It's a Chinese company.
Overseas investors trying to buy.
So the reason why this had some legs is because Tencent owned a 30% share of Larian, the makers of Baldur's Gate 3. And
they liked it so much they bought the company. Yeah.
Well, apparently Larian wanted. When I went back to the original Chinese article, and this stuff, my feed was going crazy when this article came out. Everybody was sending me links to it, PMs, emails, phone calls. Did you hear? Did you hear? And I read the article, and the article just said they want to buy digital rights and other rights, and it didn't, or whatever. It didn't make it. It made it seem to me that Tencent, Lucian, whatever the other company was, that they proposed Baldur's Gate 3. I just thought that they wanted I thought they wanted digital rights. Like they don't want to give Watsy, $5 a sale. They just want to own those digital rights outright for whatever amount.
Oh yeah.
Which would be interesting to see. So Watsy made a denial. Oh my god, my cat decided she wants to go into a kitchen cabinet. You can't get into it. I don't know. Do you hear the scratching? Oh my god.
I'll open that for you, Jerry.
Thank you, hon.
Yes, Doc. Yes, you are in 2 weeks. And in 6 months, I'll be doing the same, only not running a tune game.
Here you go.
I just got to figure out how to run what kind of gangbusters game I want to run.
Ah.
I got this idea about something with a sea captain. I don't know why.
I was gonna sing a little sea
Sea shanty?
Sea shanty. Why can't I say sea shanty?
Sea shanty.
She
Sea
shanty
shanty.
goes by the
Sea shanty.
seashore from her sea shanty. Oh, that would be a really bad tongue twister. Never mind. We're not going to do tongue twisters on this.
Oh, and got a couple of videos out there now, folks.
Video.
I did a video review for a Blu-ray set, and I also reviewed the Monster Overhaul. Finally,
all right. You got to enlighten me. What is the Monster Overhaul?
Well, I'll show you. Might as well plug it again.
Plug.
Yo, yeah. Anyway, here we go. That's the Monster Overhaul.
Okay, I remember that. I remember that cover. It's a pretty neat cover.
Yeah, it's a pretty neat game. It's well worth the $60 I paid for it. I got it at the games. I supported my game store for once. Okay. Wow.
Oh, actually, I'm impressed that you found that at a local game store.
I was too. That's why I bought it. Buyer remorse now. I went online where they're selling it in the Indie Press Revolution for $60. I could have got this and the PDF. Well, if you just want the PDF for $30, you can get it on drive-through. So
now, is that a standalone game or is that
no? You use this will be my supplement with a monster book.
So you keep it all fresh and exciting.
Yeah, and no, I mean this thing it goes beyond monsters. I mean, there's all sorts of tables in here that go beyond monsters, and what the monster's doing. Here's 1D100 wizards. Here's 1D100 liches. Here's that kind of stuff. Plus, they give you general stats so you can sort of fit your game around it. And why do I still have it in here? Even the front and back cover. Look at this. The front and back cover even has tables on it.
All right, that's a useful add-on.
And my favorite, I don't know why this is my favorite thing in the book. They give you generic stuff. Like, look, a generic world map. They have a generic cult lair. They have a generic dungeon. Beautiful. They have a generic dragon's lair, etc., etc. And it is indexed up actually it's table of contents. It does have an index. I just didn't figure out how it works yet. But the table of contents, they break it down by species. And, they've got, or where you find the monster, like people, dungeons, dragons, thinking beasts, heraldic beasts, etc. They even got spring, summer, fall, and winter, what you would find in those seasons. Strange water, science fiction, stormy seas, mysterious mountains. And then you think, oh, great, I can't find what I want. Then you turn the page, the table of contents takes each of those chapters and breaks down what monster's in them. Do you believe that?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, check it out. Even if you just get the PDF, that'll say, it'll say, I'm not going to say it'll save your game, but it'll make it a lot more interesting. I just this robot servant. You can roll on what kind of mechanical stuff it has on it.
Your robot servant. It's kind of like I want to have a golem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, just give me an astromech droid. I'm fine. A robot Titan with the same table.
No
Generic
R2.
space wreck.
Oh, so it covers
Perfect.
everything, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I said you can use it for, excuse me, stuff other than monsters.
And what's
I
it
could
called
probably
again?
get
The Monster
the
Overhaul?
Monster Overhaul by Skirples.
What is it, Scarples?
He did also the Tomb of the Lizard Kings module, which is probably one of the best intro modules I've ever read. First
Right.
low level, first to third level monster module. It's really good. And it does stuff, and how Gary would do like Keep on the Borderlands, and
Right.
he'd tell you they do something and then explain why. Well, this one does the same thing, only it's much more succinct. It's not high Gygaxian.
Okay.
This monster, he gives you a random counter table. This monster, you don't have to fight. You may have to, you can negotiate or whatever. He does that kind of thing. But yeah, it's great stuff. Skirples writes good stuff. You hear that, Skirples?
And that's
Now give me
it's a
now
platinum.
send me the damn PDF.
It's a platinum bestseller on drive-through in
It
PDF.
sure is. The Indie Press Revolution is selling the print and PDF as a bundle.
Okay, Indie Press Revolution is a decent. I used to go there. A lot when I came back to gaming. Spirit of the Century and a few other similar games, and ones I picked up.
I remember that game.
Yeah.
Spirit of the Century used to be for Savage Worlds, didn't it?
Yeah,
so.
I don't. It may have.
They may have spun it off.
Spun it off as its own, but yeah. So very cool. Yes, the conversation in the chat is about the D&D sale that wasn't.
That wasn't. Yes.
Well, it might also be the D&D edition that isn't, but we'll get to that in a second.
I was waiting for Watsy to sell it to them. He said, "Ha! Fooled ya!"
Told you, you think you got it, but you didn't get it. I mean, I've had a lot of people tell me that if they had heard Microsoft was buying it, they would have been like, yes. I was like, Microsoft just bought out Blizzard and Blizzard / King. And although many of Watts' executives came from Microsoft, I don't think they want Microsoft owning that company.
They don't need it.
No.
I mean, I've never thought of Bill Gates having a burning desire to own a role-playing game company. I could be wrong.
If it was Evil Hat, it could have been. It was Evil Hat before Fate. So
yeah, pre-Fate.
It was pre-Fate. I have the copy somewhere in my multitude of gaming collections.
Hello, Mr. Gunn.
We have to keep our precious TTRPGs pure. Don't talk to me about gatekeeping. There's no gatekeeping.
Mr. Gunn, is your first name Peter? That is a good. By the way, that was a good TV series.
It only lasted 6 episodes or something like that?
No, it lasted 3 seasons. I've got all 3 of them.
Oh, no, I'm thinking Police Squad. Never mind.
Yeah. No, yeah. Peter Gunn was really good. That one, it was done by Blake Edwards before he became, big. And every episode had an original jazz piece or something like that, because the whole score and everything was written by Henry Mancini.
Mr. Gunn says he doesn't have a Peter, so it's not him. I mean, he's not a Peter. Sorry.
You're not a Private Eye? Okay.
No, that would be a Dick.
You said it, I didn't.
It's the Dick Squad.
This guy's crazy.
It's the Hotel Dick. What? The Hotel Detective. Back when hotels had detectives.
That's right.
Don't ask, don't tell. But yes, they sometimes did. we can always make potty jokes. Yeah.
Or the no-tell hotel or motel.
Yeah. Well, they they usually didn't have anybody in for security. It was more important to have.
Now they just hire security for overnight or something.
Yeah. It's like, oh, you should be just watching. You should be doing this in the privacy of your own home. Get
Maybe I
out
should
of
do a
here.
Maybe I should do a gangbusters game centered around a hotel. Actually, that'd be good for D&D too. Centered around a fantasy inn or something.
But would it be a no-tell motel or a was it a hot sheet?
Hey, what happens in Waterdeep stays
Stays
in
in
Waterdeep.
Waterdeep. Uh-oh. Well, you better watch out.
That's right.
That was a riff on a quote from Dr. Strangelove. We have to keep our
That's right.
precious bodily fluids from you uncultured schmucks.
It's for
I've
you.
got cultures. I've got
Yeah.
I have many
In
cultures.
in petri dishes in the bathroom. Yes, we know.
I got yogurt cultures.
Hey,
I have something that shouldn't be yogurt, but was something else now turning into yogurt as a culture. You know, I've got cheese changing into colors that are kind of cool.
It's a little
No?
cringy.
It's a lot of cringy. We could really go down that line. We could
Mr. Gunn, I don't have to encourage him.
I already made my trip to the liquor store early today for some wine for the weekend. Weekend wine. It's
You know
fine.
what? I bought a bottle of sparkling wine barefoot for opening on New Year's Eve, and we totally forgot about it. It's still sitting in the fridge.
Well, gotta take it out at some point, Glenn.
That's true. What is the topic for tonight? I think we're
Well,
talking
we got
about
a couple of things.
50 the rapper 50 Cent buying Watson. No, I mean.
No. But we have. Oh God.
That's about what they paid. That's probably what they paid for it.
No. Who's the one from? Oh God, Law and Order. That's not 50 Cent. That's.
Oh yeah, Ice Cube.
Ice T.
I thought it was Ice Cube.
No, it's Ice T. Ice T actually does a reading of one of the Drist novels.
That's right.
And it's on the YouTubes. If you
Yes,
ask me kindly, maybe or not kindly. If you beg me not to put it up, maybe I won't put it up, but I'll make sure I try to link it later. So you can hear
you want a topic? I'll give you a topic. Justin Alexander trying to erase Janelle Jacquet's influence in the D&D community, which is I don't really believe, but that's what people are saying.
All right, so a little history on this, because I have had people ask me to cover it, and today, by the way, was the memorial for Janelle.
That's right.
So the
Godspeed and rest in peace, Janelle.
Yeah. So here's the thing. When Jacqueing the dungeon, and notice how I'm saying it, Jacqueing the dungeon, there's a problem with that, right?
Jacquezing the dungeon.
Yeah, Janelle's last name was not Jacquet, it was Jacquez. So she had a discussion, and I've seen
hello, Tammy,
screenshots and such of discussion from multiple sources, including Jason Alexander. I always hear that name, and I'm always thinking, like, shouldn't that be Seinfeld? That's somebody totally different. But he acknowledged. First, there's a couple of issues. He dead named Janelle and didn't change the article to fix it until Janelle made a real point, at which point they did. But now the original article from like 10 years ago no longer talks about Jacqueing or Jacquezing the dungeon. It is now Xander. I'm gonna wander, I'm gonna Xander the dungeon. Now, And I've watched videos on this. I read the blog post where somebody basically wanted to tar and feather Jason Alexander and then set him on fire and then throw him into a vat of oil and so on and so on. He was really upset. Um, I think the reality is, and this, whether it's right or wrong, his editor said there was an issue of using somebody else's name
I
in the
believe
book.
that.
I don't
believe
believe.
that.
I believe it to a point. I believe it wasn't. There could be a legal issue. I
He's not doing it with
believe
malice.
no. There's not. No, there's no legal issue to that. Although that's what he hints at in the article. I think it,
There
from his
may
point of view,
be.
it's more marketable to call it
Uh-huh.
Xandering than Jaquazi.
There may not be a legal problem with it, but you know, publishers and other corporate types, they're
Yeah,
gonna go with the path of least resistance. You know what I'm saying? Good evening, Tammy.
you know, I just think that his excuse is a lame one. I'm not saying that they aren't valid. He gave like 3 reasons why.
I know that was kind of a misstep for him, I think.
Yeah, you stick with one. You give one excuse. You don't give. Here's 3 excuses. Choose which one makes you feel better as a reader. No, no, go fuck yourself. I mean, I hate to say it, but if you're gonna do something, at least take a stand. I did this because my publisher said it would read better. It would reinforce my influence on this. I wrote the initial article on it. I pointed out what Janelle did. I did. Therefore, I should be calling it Xandering. If it was an issue with Janelle, as he infers, then he would have named it after something totally innocuous. Right?
Innocuous.
Whatever. He
Innocuous.
wouldn't. He wouldn't have. It wouldn't have named it after himself. Therein lies the issue. If you had found some neutral name to refer to it as, you know, Dungeoneering the Dungeon or some bullshit like that, I'm sure somebody could have figured out something. I'm here live. I can't. But somebody could figure out some way to call it that would have been neutral, but that wouldn't have served the purpose in this book. So again, yes, do I believe that an editor or the publisher was like, you got to call it something different, something like Xandering, because people should think about you when they do this, and they think about you when they see this in a dungeon. Then they think about your book and that's what it comes down to. It's almost like product placement. You got to call it the right thing, and you got to. So don't give me the bullshit. I think that's why people were upset. And this happens the month, this all hits the geek news media the month that Janelle passes, right? And so it's very recent, it's very tender, it's very much now. And again, I think the hand was poorly played. There should have been a neutral term for it, and then you could just say, "Well, my publishers just didn't, they didn't feel comfortable naming somebody else." I don't think it was done with intentional malice, but I think it was certainly done with, "Yeah, that sounds cool." Xandering. They should always think of me when they do this. I don't think it was malice. I think it was, yeah, that sounds good. I like the sound of that.
You've already felt some of this, Eric, but since I'm not a really big known person in the gaming community, there are times when I'm thankful for that, because that means my head isn't sticking up.
Oh, you're not
here for people.
You're not a target, Glenn.
Yes.
Hang out with me enough, Glenn. I'm sure we can help. We can help you with that. You're taller than me.
I have yet now watch. So I have yet to anybody target me or say slander me and stuff. And watch, there's going to be somebody out there saying, "Challenge accepted."
Challenge accepted. I will. I will.
Is it a challenge?
Glenn is tall. He's a smart giant that is
He's
well
old,
educated
yeah.
and knowledgeable about old movies and gangbusters. There, I've insulted you. Slap, slap. Oh, God.
Touche. Hey, happy 70th, Doc.
Yeah, God bless.
I'm sorry I missed that. Wow. He's older than me. So somebody older than me, folks. Okay. I just look it.
That's okay. I don't know if I look my age, but I certainly look like something.
Mhm.
Some people claim that Jacquees is not the first one to do it, what she became famous for. Listen, it isn't necessarily the first person that does something that gets known for it. It's the first person who is of import. It's important, that's recognizable, that then becomes famous for it. I don't. She's not the one that went around saying Jacquees in the dungeon or Jacquet in the dungeon when they misspelled her name. That was somebody else. That was Jason Alexander, right? So she wasn't looking for that attention. So to say, oh well, she doesn't deserve this recognition. She didn't ask for it. All she asked for, if you're going to name it after me, spell my fucking name right.
There's nothing wrong. Hey, I cannot count how many times my name was misspelled in a show I was doing in the program. I can't count how many times that was misspelled or in the reviews. And I always tell people it's Glenn Hallstrom, 1 N, 2 L's. Got it? But I'll get G-L-E-N or Hallstrom. So yeah,
Okay.
I feel her on that respect.
I've given up. I go to doctor's appointments. I just go Eric Stein.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah. Oh, I found you. If I go Stina, they go
Steiny.
It looks like Stein with the X3. Oh, now I know who you are. Okay. Zatron, I don't know about that blog, that blog writer, but are you sure he was upset or was he pretending to be upset for clout? Listen,
You should change your name anyway.
I probably
Listen,
should.
What? Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
That's okay. Do I think he was pretending? Do I think he was putting on a bit of a show? Yeah, he was putting on a bit of a rant, and he got the traction that he was hoping to get. Did he make some valid points? Certainly. Was he over the top performance artist? Most likely. So,
well, I tried changing my name. It didn't work out, so I changed it back.
yep.
I was going to be credited in one show as Galen Hall.
Oh, damn, that'd be a good stage name.
It would, but nobody who I was close, nobody who was close to, especially my girlfriend at the time, liked it.
Glenn, who's this Galen Hall that took your part? It's me. What? Yeah. Adamanter, his excuses were lame. Oh, I had to name it something else for legal reasons. I'll use my own name. Yeah, that's totally isn't a dick move. It is a dick move. It is a dick move. And that's why again, you choose something neutral. But his editor is like, dude, call it Xandering. Then every time people think of this, they think of you. Now, isn't that a scary thought? Put somebody into a dirty mind.
Well, Jason's still my friend. Well, he would be. Justin's still my friend. He would be if I knew him, but he does a hell of a good blog.
Always has. Yeah. Always has. It is.
I used to be jealous of him, but now I'm not.
Well, again,
anybody who's a gamer who is a working actor, I'm jealous of.
Well, this is one of those self-initiated
Self-fulfilling
insert,
prophecy.
yeah, it's like insert penis, start turning the grinder. Oh, I
Open
never thought if
mouth.
I put my penis in a grinder, it could be painful and dangerous. You didn't have
Open
to be.
mouth, insert foot.
Yeah, well, I think it went a bit beyond that, but because it was done for profit. So you might have had. Oh, I wanted to
I don't
remove.
always are. I don't always disapprove of that, but sometimes I do.
I'm just saying, what was the legal problem if she was for it and just asked for a name to be correctly spelled? She supported the term. There was no legal issue. I am not a lawyer, nor do I play one on TV. But God damn it, have I dealt with lawyers recently and still am.
Oh yeah.
And I could tell you right now, if Janelle is saying just spell my name right for God's sake, there's no legal issue.
Spell her name right. Yeah.
Spell my name, and couldn't do it. Tim Short in the house. I thought the whole thing with Jason was in
Yay.
poor taste.
Could be.
Roll a successful save for excuses. Take half cancellations on social media. What happens when you roll like a natural? Well, here's the thing. He tried to cast like an improved Phantasmal Force spell. All right, he tried to obscure everything, and the problem is the community went, that's bullshit. You would have been a lot better if you presented this differently, and he didn't. And giving three excuses is not better than one. I'm sorry. It just means that you're hoping to find one that fits somebody's narrative. Well, I really can't believe the one that says
He's taken off the dirty diaper and flung it against the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah, essentially. So yeah. Nuclear tear drama.
But hey, they do that in business all the time. Let's run it up the flagpole.
Mr. Gunn, innocuous. A new objective? Only if you have innocuous.
Do you need to be inoculated for innocuous?
I need inoculation right now. Also, we have only his word that Janelle was okay with changing the phrase. Rebecca, Janelle's wife, has made her stance very clear. And by changing the phrase, I'm assuming that you mean changing it from jackaying to jackazing, and from jackazing to xandering. Yeah, it wasn't done for Janelle's benefit. This was done for Jason's benefit.
Mr. Tenkar, I'm still trying to get him on the show.
I'll be honest. I call shit as I see it. He can be happy to.
Say what you want. I'm just telling you that.
Don't pick one excuse, stick with it. You don't pick three and hope that somebody chooses one out of the Chinese menu. It's like, with my egg roll, I'll take excuse number 2. No, that's. So this is from Alexander's new book. Yes.
And his book.
It's excellent. It's an excellent book, by the way. I haven't read it, but
yes, it is. I'm still working.
Excellent.
I'm still working on it, and it is a very good book. I was surprised. I mean, I'm not surprised it was good. I was surprised that it'd be something I'd want to read, because how to be a GM. I see that on YouTube. I read about it. It's like, yeah. I'm tired of all the stuff they usually talk about. You know what I mean?
If I got a copy, though, go ahead.
No, that's all right. You can get a copy on Amazon. No problem.
Yeah. If I got a copy, though, I'd have to do what we had to do with our patrol guide when it got updated. I'd have to go through and make pencil corrections for xandering and just cross it out and put crazy, and then the book would be perfect to go on my bookshelf. And then people would be like, "Why'd you write in the book?" Damn it, because I can. Xandering or pandering. No,
I'm going to let it. I've let it go already.
Glenn's wife sells herbs. And not
Well,
that
thank you,
kind of
Mr.
girl.
Gunn. She certainly does.
She does.
Yes.
Blue Rooster.
Yes.
Good stuff.
She's working on some other herbs. She's got some chili flakes she's working on.
Ooh.
She
Chili.
tried. She tried some. She made tater tot casserole and chili last week with those. Ooh, those are good.
Doc, malice? No. Total dick move? Yes.
Yeah, it's going to happen. It's to everyone sooner or later.
Yeah.
I don't really care if my idols have feet of clay as long as they clean their feet before they come in.
Yeah. Yes. Mr. Gunn, we always have to insult you at some point, but you take it well. You know, you come for the abuse, you stay for the pastrami. You know,
For sewing?
pastrami. You come, yeah.
I had ravioli for lunch. Thank you. Good idea.
Yeah, you know, it's like, I've heard Steen. Listen, if they get Steen, they look at my name and they say Steen. I'm like, holy shit, man! They just hit a triple. They're doing well, and if I correct them, I don't want to hurt their feelings. So they came as closer than most anybody.
I still have people who call me Hallstrom, even though I pronounced it like 5 times to them. Blah, 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 darn French people. Yeah, you had the same problem as Janelle.
Oui.
Yeah, French people.
French people. I worked with a Frenchman who talked like the French. And he always was. The guy was in his 60s. He had his wife, but he always had a lunch date. I was like, oh my God, man. You're going to give yourself a heart attack. You probably did. But, you know.
Going out nice.
If you coin a term, are you unable to uncoin it? No, you recoin it. It's just a recoin. It's not an uncoin. It's a recoin. It's a restamping. And yes, it enters the public consciousness, takes a life on its own. There was actually what's interesting, and when this first became newsworthy, it was Janelle did not want her name being used. That was the rumor. That was the story I had heard going around.
And to be fair, he wasn't the one who coined it. Somebody else did.
But he's the one that made it famous on his blog.
Really, I thought I saw it in other places too.
Yeah, he was the one.
I've heard of Jacazing the Dungeon long before I started following the Alexandrian.
But I do believe that is where it took off from. And again, just like Janelle might not be the one who was the first designer to do such a thing in her designs. He might not be the first person to refer to it as Jacane the Dungeon. But Janelle's issue was use my real name, use my proper name.
I heard a rumor that before that it was called Gygaxing the Dungeon.
Really?
Yeah.
And I've never heard that one, but I'm not too up on this one. When I first heard Janelle in the Jacane in the Dungeon, I was like, what does that even mean? And then people had it's like, oh, okay. So basically it isn't a railroad. I understand now.
No, it's a tram. It's a light rail. Yes, I'm jealous of employed actors. Always have been. But I'm getting older, so I don't as much, Once you start getting older, you let stuff go, which I have. Some of which I haven't yet. I mean, Critical Role, they're all voice actors. I sure as hell am jealous of them.
Yep.
But that's, talk to my therapist about why I haven't done it or anything. It's all wrapped up in that.
RPG Grandmas, Xandering was not a good term, but one of those hindsight is 2020. Seemed like a good idea at the time. He would do better to just say he screwed up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think people in general are forgiving if you fall on the sword. It's when you ask others to fall on your sword for you, or you go, I do not know what you talk about. It wasn't not me. But you're the
You know
one.
what's so bad? You know what's so bad about the oversensitivity of today's like populists or what I don't like is if somebody screws up and people call them on it, if they will apologize, then then they will start complaining about they didn't apologize the right way. It's like, geez, what do you want? I can understand fake apologies and stuff like that, but there are people out there who've apologized for stuff, and everybody's going, "Yeah, I don't, but yeah, he's just doing that because of this." Well, take what you can get, man. That's all I got to say about it. At
Well,
least he apologized. I mean, corporate apologies. That to me, it's another kettle of fish. You know what I'm saying? That's a
the thing
whole
is,
thing.
he's not apologizing. He's just explaining.
Well, yeah, I know, but
That's not an
when they
apology.
put stuff out there like that, they're not going to do it right for a lot of people.
Right.
That's all.
So, I mean,
Nobody,
and
don't tell me how to.
yeah, don't tell. Listen, the best apologies are the one where somebody goes, "Hey, I fucked up. I'm sorry. I'll try not
Yeah,
to do it again."
yeah.
That is a real apology. When somebody has to go, "Oh, well, what I meant to do was," and then this happened, and then a plane crashed into my house, so I had to go running out, but I had to save the cat. And when I saved the cat,
You're talking about a third of the Kickstarters there.
I was going to say that. And when I saved the cat, then my whole manuscript for the Kickstarter burned because I saved the cat, not the manuscript, and all 7 hard drives and backups, including my Dropbox, which was in the cloud, burned up in the fire.
The fire got to the cloud, huh?
Yeah, I got to it was a hell of a fire, Glenn. It was a hell of a fire.
Well, if you have the servers in the house there, yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah, to me, here's how it goes. The general populace, especially on the internet, you do a nice apology saying, "I'm sorry, I'll try not to do that again." People will be okay with it, but don't sit there. They don't really care why. That's what I'm saying. Most people don't care why, but if you just apologize, they're all right with that.
Right. So,
Yeah.
by the way, Mr. Gunn, your Frankenstein comment and
Frankenstein.
It's Frankenstein. When I was a sergeant in the early aughts, my driver first name was Frank. So when sector cars wanted to raise us up, me and my driver, the sergeant, patrol sergeant, without being official on the radio, like they didn't want to, like 2 George Central, can you raise up this, 2 Sergeant? They would say Frankenstein on the air, Frankenstein, Frank and Stein. And it's like, yeah, Sarge, can you go to 9, point to point? And it's like, okay. It's like, what's going on? Oh, you got a bag of shit. You didn't want to go with the radio on it. Thank you so much. I don't want your bag of shit. I got my own. Thank you very much. Thank you.
That sounds like the title of a song, a country song. I don't want your bag
of shit. Glenn, we could record that one. It would be hit with dozens, maybe hundreds of views. Oof, Grandma, that's. But by the way, I've been told that if you watch these live streams later on, it's the reason why I try to put up every comment is that, or pretty damn well close to it, is that the live replay isn't playing back the live. I've heard a few complaints about that. It's a YouTube thing. So I try to make sure every comment gets up on the screen.
Well, maybe it's because it's probably these comments don't translate over to YouTube. This is theirs.
Well, so some of them, like if they're coming from like Twitter,
StreamYard.
or if they're coming from, if it's a Friday night where Joe is streaming on his channel, it might not show stuff coming in from his channel because it's being streamed on 2 channels. I don't know. I couldn't tell you exactly. I'm just saying what I've been told. Don't pull a Xander. I hope it doesn't get to that point, Grandma. I really
Well,
hope.
here's another reality. You can apologize until the cows come home, and most people will accept it, but they're never going to let you live it down.
Mm. Ooh. This one is inside baseball. To be honest, claiming credit and influence because of peripheral involvement should be dine-harding, not Xandering. That would be a reference to Wonderfilled, Dine and that horrible Giants game that I own and don't know why.
Well, the Kickstarters
Right.
where the Kickstarters where they make another Kickstarter to pay for the last Kickstarter.
Oh my God!
I think that is, or they spend all the money. I think of that as Pete Rosing.
Ooh, still should be in the Hall of Fame. I'm sorry, still should be in the Hall of Fame.
He should.
But
Charlie Hustle needs to be in the Hall of Fame.
So there was a Kickstarter, and I'll be honest with you, I don't recall which one it was, so they're going to escape being named, that did an update that they were going to do another Kickstarter to allow them to finish the first Kickstarter.
At least they're honest.
Not because they mismanaged the money, but because they essentially mismanaged the money. And then they did a follow-up, and I was ready to do a video on this. And then somebody or enough people told them, listen, we'd rather you take another year or 2 to complete this than to do the pyramid scheme shit. And he was like, you know what? You're right. I really just got to put my effort into this and buckle down. But what happened is, listen, if you're running a Kickstarter, and this is where, people are always like, well, Tenkar, you don't have any love for Ernie Gygax. No, I don't love the guy. I don't dislike the guy. I think he's done me wrong, but I don't think he did it wrong with malice. He's just Ernie. But Ernie and Benoit, they put the money into a business account for the Memorial Tomb. So when you look at Troll Lord Games coming along and saving that project, it was saved because these guys didn't spend the money on unrelated expenses like hookers and blow, medical expenses. And I mean, Ernie could have, certainly with his hospitalization, if it wasn't put under an LLC in a business account, that money could have been.
He could have blew through it.
Yeah. So that money was there so that Troll Lord Games could make it come to fruition. Yeah. So, I mean, that is a rarity. Most of these people mingle accounts with their Kickstarter money and their private money. And I'll be honest with you. All right. Think about yourself. If somebody was going to pay you, let's say $10,000 for 2 weeks' work, and they give you the money up front before you even do the 2 weeks' work, how motivated are you to do those 2 weeks of work? As opposed to you'll get paid when the work is done, which is what it normally is, right?
When I get a commission to do like artwork, one of the first things out of my mouth is give me a deadline.
Yeah.
I work better with a deadline. I had one guy who would want me to do all this artwork on occasion, and I would say okay, and immediately he would PayPal me the money. I kept saying, don't do that. You want to give me maybe $100 for like a $200 half? That's fine, but don't. I don't even want to see a cent until I deliver. Because he's paid me for stuff I've never delivered, and I'm not proud of that. Just because it's like, well, yeah, go ahead. No, just take it. No, my God. All right, fine. And here's what happened. He asked me to do this one job. like 4, 5 pictures, 5 monster pictures or whatever. And he said, I'll pay you $500. And next thing I know, there's $500 in my account. And I let that money stay in there for 2 years. And I kept going back and forth with him and then he stopped talking and and it's like, do you want these or not? I said, no, I got something else. I got something else you want to do. It's like, you're not going to pay me any more money, are you? Oh, yeah. Well, dude, I'm trying to be honest here. I'm trying to, actually have motivation to do this. Don't give me the money. Anyway, that's my rant.
So,
but yeah, I could understand the Kickstarter thing.
Yeah. So, Tammy, Eric, you are spot on. I taught social skills a lot of my career to those who were resistant. And apologizing is way different than just saying sorry. I would teach them sorry was reserved for little things. You bumped into someone, for instance, but an apology, you've got to own it. Say how you're going to do differently next time. Exactly.
I don't know about that, but to me, owning it is the fact that you just don't say sorry. You explain. You say, I'm sorry I did this. So they know, you got it.
Right. You don't say
understand.
Like, it's like, I'm sorry you got in my way and I had to knock you down. I'm sorry. Yeah. I've heard those types of stories.
I'm sorry I renamed this thing. I'll try not to do it in the future. I always say try because there are no guarantees in life. I mean, I'm the biggest. Here comes the occasional cuss word. I'm one of the bigger fuck ups.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So that's why it's like I will try not to do it again. And I make a concerted effort to do whatever it was or not to do whatever it was. Anyway, yeah, you got to make it sound like you understand the problem. You messed up. Try not to do it again. That's the three things right there for an apology. Oh, man. Yeah.
Bob G, I apologize all the time. I'm sorry. You are an idiot. That's
now
not
the best.
You kind of missed the point there, Bob.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Pay when you deliver the goods. Now, the best one I had was Luau. When I did pictures for the Dare Luck Club. I made sure, and I showed him every step of the way. I made sure he was satisfied. I says, I'm not going to ask for any payment unless you're satisfied. And he was fine with that. And I did the deadline. He paid me. Boom. And that's the way, artist-client relations should go, as far as I'm concerned.
Right. And it's something you got to work on and build, too. Definitely.
Yeah.
So, RPG Grandma, a lot of people are only sorry they got caught, not legitimately sorry and willing to change behavior. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, Tim, if you're going to be a fuck-up, go big or go home.
Oh, believe me, I have gone big. Ooh, boy.
Oh God! So let's see what have we covered? We've covered D&D is not for sale.
Yeah, we covered the Xandering Chiquet Xandering thing.
Here we go with Xandering and around. I lost it.
Oh, stop! That holiday's over.
Okay. So
now we get the Valentine candy.
So earlier today, Jeremy Crawford said that D&D 2024. Remember, it's no longer 1D&D. It's not 6E. It's 5E continued. It's 5E rebooted. It's 5E forever. Will not be ready in May and may or may not be ready for the summer. Now, folks, if they don't
they're damn well going to hit by Gen Con.
Here's the thing. They're saying they're still working on the rules. Now you have to. I have talked to publishers, and the publishers I've talked to are like, if they're not ready, they're saying that they're going to still be in May, still working on beta rules or whatever. They'll still be revising stuff in May. Remember, May was a date that leaked out during PAX by
Right.
Watson's own staff. Apparently, it was that wasn't like, So if they don't have this stuff ready in the next 30 days, they're not hitting Gen Con. And if they're not ready by May, they might not be hitting 2024. They may slip to 2025. So this isn't looking promising. I'm not saying I have any inside information other than I've spoken with 2 publishers. So you have my number. I won't say who they are, but they were like, you have to have time to get this out to Amazon. You got to get time to get this out to Target, probably Walmart, and they all need to actually like have a physical copy to even look at. So yeah, no, it was more honest than I expected from Jeremy, but
Didn't mean to look at my phone there. I got an Amber Alert on there. Some missing teen around here.
well, look in your closets, man. Look in your closets. You may have a missing teen in your. Oh, you probably don't. All right, never mind.
Maybe I got one in my pockets here. I don't know.
Yes, I saw that too. Foundry is now an official rule set is now an official host of the D&D rule set, which is going to make it very interesting when WotC's VTT releases, because I don't see them wanting competition. So,
Exactamundo.
Well, Bob's going to hit you up for a sketch, Glenn.
Uh-oh. Shit, yeah. Oh, there I go. Another cussed again.
Yes, the D&D books are going to
Look
be
at
late.
me. I'm a big boy.
So, no, thanks. So now here's an argument, and I've heard this one. So, if the VTT isn't ready at launch, do they delay the books? Well,
That's a good question.
Let's be honest. Is the VTT going to be ready for? Will it be ready for prime time in 2024? And I don't know. I would think that if it was going to be ready for launch, you would have a friends and family beta test going on that you'd hear about, you'd be getting reports from, like the early D&D Next beta testing that was going on before they opened it up. I was part of that early beta testing, not because I knew anybody, but if you got in on that, you could bring others in. And that was very early on beta. You would expect that you're going to have to actually put this VTT through server load issues too. You're going to want to start opening it up. If the VTT is going to be ready for July,
your servers better be up, running, and a lot of space.
Yeah, a lot of capacity going. So I don't know. The Zatron, that's taking an awful lot of time for an edition that's the same edition of 5e. Yeah, you know what? Which again makes people think maybe the problem isn't the rules. Maybe the problem is the VTT.
Maybe. Ha!
Little boxes
like I said, they're never going to let them live it down.
No. Yeah, Foundry is supporting 5e. I suspect that, and I shouldn't say suspect. I wouldn't be surprised if D&D 2024 releases for the holiday season. I could see it. I could see it come out at the end of October.
That's a year.
Yeah, end of October. I could see that. If they're not going to make, if they're not saying see us at Gen Con, then that tells you something, I think.
So somebody's going to hit me up for a sketch. Well,
Bob.
Matt Evans was brutally honest when he said I undercharge for my artwork. But it's like I know how to, I know how to price stuff. I don't. I just usually it's like, how much money do I want right now? How much money do I need right now?
They laid off the WotC staff, so are we really surprised they're going to be late? And didn't they fire their book crew in December?
Yes, they did.
We heard that from was it Ben Riggs, but I have not gotten a confirmation that they fired the whole book crew from any of my contacts that are either within or just outside of WotC, and I haven't seen that anywhere else. Now, obviously, Ben has better contacts than I have, but that's not one that I can confirm, so I don't know. We do know that they ripped apart, like they ripped apart everything but the VTT when it came to staffing, which was ouch. AI writing for the future. Was it Google's Bard now does AI art? I got the update today. I was told this, so it's.
I don't know how to use. What do you go to use Google's AI? Or you have to buy, into something.
No, I think you have to. Bard.google.com. So here, I'll put this up in the chat.
Okay.
I don't believe I'm logged in as myself. I don't know if you need a paid. I don't think I'm not paying for this one.
Our main GM on the Monday game, Carlos, claimed that he did write one or two of our adventures on ChatGPT. And I said, well, yeah, that's a good place to start. I mean, I played around with it, and it's like it gave me a whole gangbusters campaign on there because I told it to. And what I was surprised it knew about gangbusters.
Well, there you go.
I wanted to see how I want to see if I could stump it. So it's like create me a Popeye cartoon from the 30s. I said, well, you don't have the access to do drawings. I said, all right, give me a plot. And it gave me like 5 plots, and they sounded plausible for like a Max Fleischer Popeye cartoon. I was like, wow, I am impressed. I want to put in a Batman scenario now and see what happens.
All right, RPG Grandma. You know what? WotC has dropped and broken their bull on the 50th year celebration. So this past weekend, arguing whether it was Saturday or Sunday, I don't know, was the 50th anniversary of the release of the original wood grain box. And I don't know what WotC did to celebrate that.
See, I'm used to that kind of stuff. I follow Disney. Disney's great at dropping the ball on stuff like that.
It's like, anybody cares? Yes, people care. Oh, we didn't think people cared. Or else we would have cared. We like to be caring, but we weren't caring. But caring is sharing. And we didn't share anything. Share amongst yourselves. Gamers will take it. Like, listen, they could have released something for the 50th anniversary. If they could have re-released that goddamn wooden box from 10 years ago, and people would have been jumping for joy.
Oh, yeah.
Adamant here, the absence of beta testing is definitely not a great sign. Then again, wouldn't be the first corporate suits to think testing is not needed. You're talking the same company that tried to do this with 4E. Oh my God, it's only that long ago, Glenn. 4E, where it was going to be Gleemac.
It was. I just think of it as a bad dream that everybody woke up from.
Wow.
But of course, the OSR never had it as good when 4E was around.
Yeah. Well, I mean, actually, yeah. Well, you got a point there. Listen, 5e though has been bringing new gamers in, new people into the OSR. Listen. I've heard the arguments for gatekeeping. I am against gatekeeping, and gatekeeping is impossible, by the way, in our hobby.
So am I, but I had a couple people argue for gatekeeping, which I thought were interesting points, but that still doesn't make me want to see gatekeeping.
No, because how do you keep people out of the hobby? There's no gate to keep. All right, there's no
see,
wall.
when they said it was positive, it was basically keeping people out who wanted to change the game when the rest of the group didn't want to. You know what I'm saying? More like, oh, they're like being woke or something like that. And,
Well,
they weren't.
listen, can you gatekeep your group? Certainly. I think we all do to a large extent, right? My Saturday night group, which formed as a playtesting group for D&D Next, 5e, whatever, became an OSR group. And once we had an established group, the rule was anybody could recommend and add a player, and we were a tight knit group, but an extra player or two was always nice. But you could add a player to the group. You would say, "I'm adding Joe Smith. They're going to play the next 2 Saturday nights with us," and they had 2 weeks to game, and they were told coming in, "Listen, it's a 2-week trial period, and then the group will make a decision." And if they decide not to keep you, don't feel bad. It's just personalities. Everybody's different, and we did that, and it worked. And people, I mean, I would usually you kind of vet people yourself before you add them to a group.
That's
You're not
true.
adding complete strangers. You want to make sure they're going to be a good fit. Because anytime I've added a complete stranger to a group, it was always a shit show. Always a shit show. There's a reason why somebody is looking for a group who can't find a group that wasn't a group of friends, and I'm not talking about just the internet. When you found somebody on looking for a group and it was on an index card posted at your game store, it was a crap shot. You might get a decent player, you might get the one that's been kicked out of 7 other groups.
Oh, I've had those before.
So I'm gonna keep on trying.
There's all kinds of horror stories on YouTube about that kind of stuff.
So I'm gonna try to catch up on your comments.
Look at that. Melted butter. Butter wouldn't melt in their mouth. I'm cussing it. Oh, thank you. Damn YouTube.
I would be running mute without swear words. Doc, I am a retired New York City police officer and sergeant.
That's why I let him handle the cussing.
My son, when he was, God, I don't know, 8, maybe 9, dropped the F-bomb in the car with me. And I was like,
Really?
yeah, I was like, dude, what are you going to do when people ask you where you learned that language? And he goes, oh, I'm going to tell them my mother said it. That's not Rachel. It was his mother, God rest her soul. And I was like, oh, okay, your mother taught. Yeah, I was like, oh, thank God. But if they ask me how I learned how to use it, I would say my father. Why? Because he goes, because my God, nobody can curse like you do. I was like, I think that's a compliment. I'll take it as a compliment. But you learn how to use the vernacular properly as a law enforcement officer, generally speaking.
Oh yeah. Multiple posts.
Oh yeah, Zatron has a good point. Glenn, you want to?
This found to be an official platform. That must be. Oh yeah, we've seen this before. Yeah, I'm just glad they didn't make Roll20 the official platform. I don't want to lose that one, or Owlbear Rodeo. I was out of WotC before. Yeah, it's great. It's great. It's not so great.
Well, Roll20 already has the official rule set. They were already an official.
That's right. We use it in the Monday game.
Yeah. So now, folks, remember something: Roll20 and Drive Through RPG are one and the same. It's the same company, the same
One
leadership.
bookshelf,
One
owns Roll20.
Well, I think
Roll20?
Roll20 bought out one bookshelf or whatever. But yeah,
Ah.
I'm not quite sure how that works, but they are one company. So
Yeah, that's why I have a deviated septum. Hey, new Walmart open. Bam! Ow!
what is Glen and Tenkar's favorite classical adventure suitable for swords and wizardry? We want you to plop down for a group of new people.
Does it have to be Four Swords of Wizardry? But it could be any
No,
class.
any OSR or original.
I've used the Mincer Dungeon before from Beckme. That works out well. What else? Isle of Dread. I love using that with new players
Really?
because it's like that is a definition of a hex or a sandbox because they can
Right.
go in every different direction. And if you got a certain adventure you want to run with them, or two or three, you can lay them out and give them all the clues, and then they can go, okay, we're going to go and check this. Cool. I'm ready to go. I ran Isle of Dread for my grandkids. First time when Gage and Gavin were younger, and my granddaughters were little girls, and I cooked up an adventure of the cavemen versus the lizard folk over this one artifact that the Neanderthals wanted that the lizard men stole, and they were like right in the middle of like a war between the two of them because they wanted the artifact too because somebody was paying them to get it. I love the solution. Gage came up with this. He said, "Is there any charcoal around here?" What do you mean charcoal? Because it was like a black pearl. And basically, they swapped it for a large piece of charcoal, and none of them were any the wiser. This is our holy symbol. Now it's a piece of charcoal. Okay.
Well, there you go.
But they almost died because giant crocodiles almost ate them. So anyway, but that's one example. Well, what about you? What do you like to use?
In the past, I've used was it the Haunted Halls of Evenstar, but or B2. But what I would probably do now, because it is more fun for me, is I would take out Inkball Designs has encounter decks, and I think
my dungeon decks.
Yeah, and I've done this in the past, and I will take the deck and shuffle it, and then I will pull two cards. And the reason why I pull two cards is because one or both will inspire me. And if both inspire me, I'll visualize a way to connect them. If only one does, it's a short adventure. And that's great for a small group. And I'm usually running, if I'm running a convention, it's Swords and Wizardry Light. If I'm running at home, it's probably going to be Swords and Wizardry, maybe OSC, maybe Shadow Dark. I don't know what I'm going to run next. But I like to have the adventure be exciting to me too, and something that I don't know by rote, by habit. So, and I'm pretty good at balancing that stuff up for
good
new players, new groups. So.
I like to use my jam is Hyperborea, and because I love the system and it's 1E ADD. I know that very, very well. And there is in the second edition, they had the Black Moss Hag of Lug. That was an introductory adventure. But I've used that before and it's worked. I've used Rats in the Walls. But my favorite ones was their Ghost Ship of the Desert Dunes. Now that's for second to fourth level. So I have everybody roll up a second level character. And I've used that 2 or 3 times. It works great. So yeah, and that one I think you can use in like a regular OSR game for even Swords and Wizardry. It worked for Swords and Wizardry too. The Ghost Ship of the Desert Dunes. Good good module. Thank you. Thank you, Jeff.
Oh.
So
I
that's
guess-
what I would.
I guess Bing's image creator is sensitive to
The
Chinese.
undead.
It will not create any images of undead or zombies. That does not compute. I am sorry. Please input additional data. Your data
By the
doesn't
by.
work.
By the by, put this up there, Eric. This is a link to my DeviantArt page. If anybody wants to look and see what that's all about. People who want me to do artwork for them or whatever. That's the best way to sell it.
All right.
And I swear to you,
I'm trying to catch up to you, Glenn. Give me.
No, that's
give
all
me
right.
a few minutes to get through 5 minutes.
That's all right. That's all right. I am a straight shooter.
All right. I think I caught up, but I don't.
Yeah.
Where's your chat, Glenn? Why don't? Oh, you put it in the private, so I got to get it from the private.
I cannot access the
You're
public.
right.
Yeah.
You're right, Glenn. You're right. You can't.
Thank you.
There you go.
No one wants to do OnlyFans. I gotta get fans somewhere.
I love Glenn's OnlyFans. I mean, fans only. Fans only?
Next thing you know, he's going to say, I have a Tinder page.
Swipe left, swipe right. I don't even know which way you're supposed to swipe, I guess.
You want him, swipe left. You don't want him, swipe. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah, I just don't get into dating sites like I used to when I was single.
Yeah, I've aged out of them by getting married. Yes.
You certainly did.
Oops. Never try to put a metal drinking receptacle like this on top of a glass because it'll make noises.
And never rub another man's rhubarb.
All right, I'll take that one. Okay, Alex, give me another man's rhubarb for 200. The answer is Glenn's. Never rub. The answer is never rub another man's rhubarb. Thank you.
That's one quote from Keaton's Batman that I liked.
Okay. If you're gonna do a one shot of Dark Sun, I would say Shadow Dark for Shadow Sun for Shadow Dark. Greg Christopher did an amazing job with that. Oh my god, it's not that expensive either on drive through. Let me just see how much that is. It is a great rip on it is $8 in PDF.
That's all.
He took down the print for now. I think there was a problem with the print file, and he was updating it. But
Could
it
be.
is good. It is damn good. It has 3 5-star reviews, and 6 5-star reviews, 3 5-star ratings. Everything is 5 stars. So
good. Oh, here's something. I was looking through my boxes in the garage today, getting prepped for like whatever the move is for next. Look what I found.
it's fun.
Slipstream for Savage Worlds.
Oh my god, that's like 10 years old, right? Or something like that. No,
Oh, more than that. I mean, it's out of print. It's out of print since the Flash Gordon for Savage Worlds came in. This was Flash Gordon before Flash Gordon.
Flash.
And yeah, I thought I'd sold that. I guess I didn't. Good thing I hung on to it, huh?
Yep. Very cool.
Thank you, Doc.
Yeah, where is my? Hold on a second. I'm gonna. Yeah, and I'm wearing pants.
I'll just keep doing this till you come back.
There we
I could do it.
go. You couldn't do it. So this is Shadow Sun. Trying to get it where it doesn't fade me out.
You really got to get rid of that background.
Well, the background means that Rachel can go back and forth without being found.
Well, you could, fade
Get
it
an
out.
actual
Fade
green
out.
screen? No, that would be too
No,
much.
you could fade out on this. Can't you fade out the background, make it blurry or something?
I don't know. If I did, though, it would screw this up too.
You
Right.
do that on Discord.
Yeah, that's Discord has that built in. So, in any case, it's a good book. I have the hardcover. He took down the hardcover for now, but the PDF is $8, and it's really, really well done. And my old eyes say it's a perfect font. My old eyes look at it and go, I can fucking read this shit. Oh my god. So
Oh yeah, I was just looking at Animantiers. Now pull up alternative hardcover for the Obscure Award. I'll go you one better. I've got over the shelf the second edition of Blood and Heroes, and I ran across my first edition of the Fantastic Adventures of Baron Munchausen role-playing game.
well, now that's an obscure one.
Yeah, well, it got a new edition, but still, amazing what you find at half price about 10 years ago.
Oh, there you go. Yes, a Rob reach around. Also, Rob show and tell. And sometimes when Rob holds up a book, the green screen will make him look like he's got like a hole in his center. It's awesome. It's awesome.
Oh, you know what else I found when I was looking through the boxes today? My copy of Wizards, the role-playing game.
Oh, damn. Okay. That goes back.
I was finding all sorts of cool stuff that I didn't know I had.
Oh, folks, before I forget, the link in the bottom of the screen, the Call of Cthulhu bundle. If you go to tencars-tavern.game/COC, that's for Call of Cthulhu, takes you to the Humble Bundle website. It is, I think there's less than 12 hours left on this bundle. It is one of the best bundles I have seen Humble Bundle put up for RPGs. As little as $5 gets you the starter set, a solo adventure, Sandy Peterson's Book of Cthulhian Monsters or Lovecraftian Monsters. 25 gets you more Call of Cthulhu gaming than you'll ever need in this life or any other one. So really, last chance. Last chance to get it. And that's how you support this channel, by the way. We don't do paid advertising. I know YouTube does video, ad videos. I make like a good day. I do $7 in YouTube monies from the ads that YouTube runs, and a bad day I make about $1. So it is.
Spotify for podcasters gave me $10 last week that I earned.
There you go. So we're not in this for the money, but if you want to support us, if you use the affiliate links when they come up, you get something for yourself. Your affiliate link use will put money back into his channel. Glenn gets a mic. Mike gets a headset.
Mike gets a mic.
Mike might need a mic at some point, but we like to keep the equipment in good top
going
shape. And these are my people. This is my crew, and this is what your help means for us. Some people have joined the channel and are members, not just subscribers, but are members. I really do appreciate that.
I play one on TV.
You play with your member on TV?
Ooh, here we go. Here we go.
It's not a dad joke. I misheard it. I must have COVID in my ears. Hold on a second.
You talk funny. No, you listen funny.
Hey.
That's all I say. If somebody says you talk funny, you listen funny.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right, Adamantier. Half price books, all my good stuff I got about 10, 12 years ago when I can get it for like a song.
A
Not a
song.
very good song either.
Not a good song? Not a. Oh, wait a second. Call of Cthulhu has 16 hours left. So,
As of
hey,
this recording.
as of this recording, as of right now. So, just to give a quick idea, because I really do think if you haven't snagged this yet, you're doing yourself a disservice. This is the full boat. The full boat, $25. Calls Cthulhu Investigator's Handbook, Keeper Screen, Pope Cthulhu. That's like right up Glenn Housestrom's alley. Malleus Monstrum, Dead Light and Other Dark Turns, Cold Fire Within, Berlin, The Wicked City, Down Darker Trails. That's the IP that got Darker Trails changed to Weird Frontiers. If you are a DCC player, that's why they had to change the name of that. Cthulhu Dark Ages, Reign
That's
of
always a
Terror.
classic.
Yep, Mansions of Madness.
Mansions of
Volume
Madness
1.
is another good classic.
Peterson's Abominations. Alone Against the Tide. These are solos. Alone Against the Tide. Bad Mike played through that like 3 times when he was at the on holiday at the beach in Texas. Said it was really, really good and it was worth replaying. They got a couple of solos in that series. Alone Against the Frost. Does Love Forgive? Call Cthulhu Keepers. What the? Why is Rachel's? All right. I don't know why Rachel is calling the pharmacy. Did I say something? But I have no idea. Gateways to Terror, Grand Grimoire, Cthulhu, Magic Mythos, Keeper Tips. I know Joe the lawyer talked very highly of that one. Alone Against the Dark, the Keeper's Deck, the starter set. The starter set, you can get that for as low as $5 if you. But the starter set is awesome. I have it on my gaming shelf right next to me. Doors to Darkness, Lovecraftian Horrors, and a coloring book. So hey, what do you want but a coloring book? So, I mean, that is your last chance. It's like 16 hours. If you use the link on the bottom of the screen, you will put a few coins in the tavern's coffers. We do appreciate it, seriously.
By the way, I got 2 boxes of books here. I'm going to take to Half Price Books and sell. For one, Becky said I had to downsize, and number 2, I need convention money. But one of the books I'm selling is a copy of my 5th edition Call of Cthulhu, signed by Sandy.
Ooh.
I'm keeping it because I got the 40th edition hardcover
Right.
over there in the closet. That was also signed by Sandy, and it's like I'll keep that one and get rid of this one.
Anybody give you good money for that?
Yeah. I had to watch it. I couldn't sell stuff that people signed for me and then said, "Here, Glenn." Yeah. I had to sell my 1st edition Hyperborea a long time ago. That was kind of a heartbreak, but I already had 2nd, so.
Right. Yeah, I'll put a link in the chat. That's a good idea. Hold on a second. I will go to. Hold on, I gotta remove it momentarily. I'll just snag the whole thing over here. Yeah, I mean, I don't nearly push this stuff as much as I probably should. It does help the channel. We don't want to get to the point where we do sponsorships, and the reason why is because I find that, listen, we can talk our mind. We can give you our real thoughts about what's going on in the community, about products. We're not beholden to like, oh, Glenn got something and oh, well, they paid Glenn to hawk this. No, Glenn, if Glenn's excited about something, you're going to hear about it. And if Glenn's disappointed,
if they want to pay me, that's fine.
But if Glenn's disappointed, you'll probably hear about it too.
Well, once again, I will say BlueRoosterAmericanKitchen.com.
And that's I push that too because Blue Rooster is good stuff. I don't want to say good shit, but you're gonna get
she's also she's getting ready to make her own garlic salt too.
Really? So beyond just the garlic?
Yeah, I think she's using some special salt. Maybe it's I don't remember.
Like a Himalayan.
It's really good salt. Yeah, Himalayan salt and garlic powder, and doing her magic.
Well, like I said, the herbs and spice that's available through it is damn good.
Mm-hmm.
Turns you into a hua. A hua.
Hua. Hua. Sound like Al Pacino. Hua.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You got it right there, Glenn. You got it right. Oh.
What's going on there?
So, do we have anything else that we need to cut? Did we miss anything?
I don't know.
Beulah? No, they're not bath salts, Mr. See, Mr. Gunn, you get picked on because, well, I can't use these words anymore because they're no longer politically correct to talk about people whose mental capacities might be diminished, compared to the general population.
Oh, you mean?
So,
you mean farted?
Yes. Or when you do it again, when you re-fart it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A refart.
Yeah, refart. Or refarted.
I love some of these people who come up with creative ways of saying the stuff that YouTube doesn't want you to say.
Yeah.
Like canceling yourself.
Oh, never.
Or they're a bunch of Yahtzees.
Oh yeah. Yahtzee.
And she was graped. Clever stuff.
I want refarted beans, man. Oh, you mean refried beans? Well, after you get past me, they're refarted. Sorry.
Yeah,
sorry,
why
man.
not?
Yeah, just got to go there, man. Just got to go there. All right. Well,
another one for canceling is they've been unalived.
Oh yeah, unalived. Wasn't that a Ken Whitman movie?
Unalived with pencil dice.
How did the constipated mathematician work out his problem?
With a pencil?
Yes. But if it was Ken Whitman, you'd have to say with pencil dice, because you gotta keep it going there. You gotta keep it going.
You got it. Did you use it? Did you roll your save while you were up there?
Save. How am I gonna roll a save? You learned it from the Hangover movie. Wait. No, that's the movie that he was gonna do with the
Kickstarted.
No, yeah, with the wrestler. The wrestler. He was gonna do it with the wrestler, and at the same time he was doing a movie, the something or other. he was also running a nonprofit
Uh-huh.
for kids to work in the movies, and he was also selling spots in the movies to actors to be actors.
You never pay for it.
It's like
Leave
paying.
the pencil dice. Leave the pencil dice. Take the cannoli.
There you go.
Yeah, got that
Wow.
right.
Well, folks, thank you all. I was totally long behind on the chat because you all were spot on topic,
Yes,
giving us
you're
topics.
on point.
Really can't thank you enough.
I love
Really.
when they give us. I love when just like being in a game. I love when players give me material. I love when our viewers give us material.
Yes. So well
That's
done,
right.
folks. Slap yourselves on the ass for that one. I won't do it because that might be
It hurts.
considered. All right, just a little. Oh, damn! The dog was like, "Wow!" The dog felt your pain, Glenn.
That's Bibby.
She's like, Glenn's hitting himself. Stop, Daddy. Stop.
Thank you,
Uh,
Esteban. Woohoo! Thank you,
again,
Esteban.
yes. Thank you all. So,
Yes.
tomorrow night there will be a live stream. Tomorrow day there will likely be another video up. Maybe more of the dungeon drama. We didn't talk about any of the dungeon drama. I'm going to go through more of that audio from the dungeon drama. Put up some more audio because I think it should be heard. And other than that, again, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to have to quote on that note.
Listen to them, children of
Listen.
the night. What music they make. And don't forget, listen to Radio Grognard and Thaco's Hammer, which is supposed to be recording an episode Sunday.
Sunday.
We got to get back into this, and I got to talk to Vince.
Go with God.
Yeah, I'll say.
Good. I wish you'd luck there, Glenn. All
Oh,
right,
yeah.
folks.
Good night,
As
Grandma.
always, thank you to Glenn. Thank you to you all. Be safe. Be well. See, Mr. Gunn, you got it out of order. Be safe. Be well. God bless. Roll those dice. Roll them well. I'll be back tomorrow with more videos. Glenn's back in 2 weeks. Next Friday is the random party generator with the other misfits, and maybe you'll see Tim even. He won't just be chatting away. You never know. All right, folks. God bless. Good night.
Good night, folks.
Later.
Thanks for coming. Later.